Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to MLE Esports QG for Season 12 of this amazing organization's history. It is a huge weekend for us. Week 1 of the season, everything is going off surprisingly with a couple of hitches, but this is MLE Esports, what do you expect? But right now, one thing that isn't going to go off without a hitch is this broadcast. I am Fallen, and joining me is Thunder over on my left, and we're looking at one of the most amazing series that has possibly had the opportunity, as Thunder is not appearing on my left. Thunder,
I'm trying. Hello?
Hello?
Is anybody there? I'm trapped.
Sorry, grab him. He's stuck in the box. Boys, he's not here. So let's help.
Out.
We've lost a man. We've lost a man.
Fallen, take over. I believe in you. Oh, I'm here.
Hi.
I made it. That was close. Okay, we got it. We're in here.
Okay.
And we've got a series on our hands. So the Dodgers are a franchise jam-packed full of on-screen talent. One of those people you're going to be seeing on the field this evening in Inanimate J, a mainstay of MLE, ML, whatever you want to call it, whatever the third letter was in that acronym for as long as the league has been. That guy has been around. He's on the field tonight, not casting, and we're going to get the chance to roast him instead. He is alongside Furphy, and on the other side, it's a couple of relatively newer players for the side of the Elite in Elegance and HC Mutiny. So there's going to be some new blood a little bit, I think, on the side of the Elite for the match this evening, and I'm really excited to see these two teams stack up.
Yeah, I mean, specifically the side of the Dodgers, there's a lot of notable faces from the MLE community. A lot of the casters ended up on that team, and a lot of the guys working behind the scenes as well. Furphy is an amazing graphic designer in MLE. Helps design the pre-show that we helped put on this, that I helped put on earlier today on this very stream.
In the intermission, that beautiful Dominus you see spinning in a circle. You're going to see it's Furphy now, who's going to be in, God, I hope a Dominus on my joke works out, but spinning on the field in that car instead. I think he drives an Octane, though. I'm going to be wrong on that, I'm sure. But, yeah.
Let's have a look. It's an Octane. I apologize to all of the viewers at home. The joke will not land.
We did try. But anyway, regardless, I think we're headed straight into some gameplay here as the players take the field. And this is Master League action that we're jumping up to. The pace is going to ratchet up a couple of levels here, and you're going to see some high-flying plays. Granted, all 4 of these players are currently trying to unseat what is undoubtedly the favorite for play of the week right now on that double tap we saw from Anjay.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's going to take a lot to outdo that. Maybe a flip reset Musty might be the only thing that will come close. But right now, we're just looking for 5 good games of Rocket League. What better way to do it than in week number 1? The Elite versus the Dodgers. It is everything to play for in this matchup, and the Dodgers are going to start off strong. Will not find a goal there. As Mutiny will make a good save.
Off the bat, Furphy. Oh, looking for the sharp angle there. A Doomsday Dish attempt with a ball very far away from that wall. Left a little bit wanting on that one, but Dodgers here not really letting that ball get all that much past the midfield line. They're putting on a great amount of pressure, and I think they're going to continue it here if Jay can get over top. Not quite. It's a good challenge from HC Mutiny.
Had to use all his boost though to get up to that one. Had to steal it from the Dodgers back corner, but a good rotation in. Almost led to a goal there because couldn't get around the ball, get enough on it. Good challenge, again out of boost though, and that will allow Elegance to take the next touch though. A good shot, a little bit slow. Jay just able to make the touch, and the demo from Elegance on a Furphy's opened up the defense ever so slightly for Jay. The bully on the field, the bully off of it will do the job just enough and keep the Dodgers from going a goal behind here early in game number 1. It is still early doors, and this one, luckily for us, allowing us to really get into the series, actually has a feeling out process.
It does. There was a severe lack of that in the previous series that we saw, but these teams a little bit more calculated in their approach to the early game. HC Mutiny's got a brilliant shooting opportunity. It's going to be hard, but in the center of the target, easily saved away by Furphy. The repeat effort from Elegance lacking a little power there, and Dynamic's going to take this to the side wall. Jay now heading, looking for the dive in from the defender. Mutiny goes for the challenge, and it spits to the corner. Elegance trying to find that. Does. Now it's just Jay on the back line. Opts to peel and wait on defense. It's not going to be the right play, though. You give Elegance enough space with that ball, and you're going to get burned in a serious way.
What beats one with a good 50 and then catch and flick over the top. Dominus again coming out for flicks, and I feel like you're a little bit happy with that one. But for Jay, worst case scenario, getting caught out there, a little bit off your line, not necessarily close enough to make the challenge, and with no boost in the tank, that's the Dodgers, all of that momentum undone, and they'll undo everything I just said with a surprisingly good fake from Furphy.
What a fake with an extra large question mark after that. I think Furphy was probably fishing for a touch to tap that towards the left side of goal, but what unfolded did prove to be effective in tying the game at the 3-minute mark. So the Dodgers here are going to be thanking that baited out the defender on that play. And it's Furphy again after having scored, is going to take it downfield. Mutiny kicks it to the sidewall. Animate J now to the corner. Elegance is going to have to receive. Furphy in the back end, waiting. Puts a shot on target, saved away by Elegance. It was a bit awkward for both players, but they get out unscathed. Mutiny now. Lacking a little bit of boost there, gets beaten out by Furphy, heading towards net. Big opportunity for a goal there, and the miss on the back wall from Elegance opens up the door.
Yeah, good play here from Furphy, just getting the beat onto Mutiny, and then just Elegance forced to try and make a touch that he didn't feel comfortable making, rotated a little bit too far out of net, just wasn't able to get there in time, and Furphy, ever the opportunist, will put another one home in the Dodgers. You know, on paper, you could make the claims that yes, they're commentators and you know, graphic designers, maybe playing high-level Rocket League is not necessarily the best thing in their wheelhouses. That one will just about bounce away. You could be, you know, you wouldn't be amiss if you just bet money against them for the sake of betting money against them, but they're doing a good job at keeping the Elite on the back foot here, and that flick from Furphy was absolutely gorgeous. Almost teeing it up an opportunity for Jay, but peeled at the last second, not letting the opportunity. Furphy is doing them dirty right now, though, proving that you can do more than one job in MLE and do them both well. But right now, the Elite just can't get a goal on target, even with that man down, and Furphy looks to try and slot it home, can't on the open net, and that one will be cleared to the midfield line.
Yeah, Furphy is looking to be in the mood to ruin some days today, that is for sure. He's looking for a lot of nice individual dribble plays heading down the stretch, and an Animate more than willing to facilitate the setups on these plays. Jumps over a demo attempt from behind. Furphy now tries to tap a setup, self-pass shot. Just going to be a little bit wide there. HC is going to connect on the far side. Now just an Animate J on the back line, fends off two attackers. They got a lot of space on the back end to work with here. That bump also helping from Furphy, but the touch just getting away from an Animate J. Tries to lever a shot on target, steered away by HC. Furphy keeps the pressure on. Still with some boost to work with. Finds the touch over top off the post. An Animate J with the follow-up shot, also not going to find it. And will we finally see this game tied? HC Mutiny just needed to take an extra second to get the accuracy on that one, but rushed it ever so slightly.
And you can feel the nerves here in game number one. Neither team able to capitalize on those really almost gaping chances, the open net opportunities. You can't afford to miss those at this high level. This is Master League. You have to be putting those away. And right now, Furphy will look to put this one away. Top corner, buries it home. Dodgers, 2-goal cushion. They are looking set.
The law of averages would state that Furphy is gonna find one of these sooner or later. He's just been looking for individual plays on the ball all game long and really making consistently solid efforts. So he finally finds one there to make it 3-1 here for the Dodgers. A crucial insurance goal at a very important juncture of the game. Animate J trying to get a pass centered for Furphy again here. Elegance opting for the slow play, chips over top of one. Furphy now on the retreat. Pass. Looking more like a pass to the Dodgers defense instead. Here's Mutiny. Maybe looking for a pinch with Elegance, but that's cut off. In the middle by an Animate J yet again. Furphy dives in, gets a touch towards the mid, and Animate J could put the dagger in, but it's saved on the goal line. And maybe just a brief moment of daylight there for the Elite. They drop the opening game in this series, but they keep it from being a 3-goal lead at the very end.
Yeah, good job there. Great save. I believe that was Mutiny on the goal line, if I remember correctly. Just getting enough on that. As the ball inched over the goal line, he sent it flying back out the other way, and give them another 10 seconds. We might have been in for a very tense ending there. But for the Dodgers, that's one. Now we've got to look for two more. It's a little bit of a shaky start from both teams. So the Elite have not necessarily looked as strong as we'd hoped. I mean, this is the most dominant team, most dominant franchise in the entirety of MLE's history. 4 championship titles to their name, looking to try and add a 5th in whatever league they wish this season. And I feel like this was the one where this is your opening week. You want to start off strong with every league, and if you're struggling to pick up a win here, it doesn't necessarily fare too well looking towards the future and looking towards maybe their hopes of a divisional win.
I think here the biggest weakness for them is that the clash of playstyles did not work and does not work in the Elite's favor unless they can make some adjustments here. They looked most often to be finding slow plays on the field and finding creative ways around the defense in the control game. But having played scrims against this Dodgers team very recently, in fact, I know that they are pretty unrelenting on their pressure on the ball and their willingness to spend time in the offensive zone and cut that space off. So the slow approach here, slow burn, I don't think is going to cut it for the Elite if they want to continue doing that. It really will only work if they can elevate the skill to dizzying heights, really, if they want to make solo slow plays like that. Otherwise, they need to match the pace a little bit here from the Dodgers and beat them at their own game.
Yeah, it's very hard to control the pace in this sort of series, especially when the Dodgers have done so good a job at controlling it themselves and making it exactly what they want. But a great first touchdown from Mutiny over the top, off of the back of the demo from Elegance, will take the entire Dodgers team out of the way and give him a pretty decent net to shoot at. Furphy could not get in front of it. It is 1-0 for the Elite now, and a good start for game number 2. They'll look to push on. Elegance almost sneaks that one past Jay, but Jay will get the favourable 50 for the Dodgers and will look to try and get a hold of the ball. The pinch, the will come in there though from Furphy, it still somehow works out for them. Furphy diving across Elegance, good slow play, fakes out the challenge, but Jay went over the top and still got a hold of that ball. 45 seconds gone, the Dodgers are going to try and build some offense.
Now, I said that the slow approach might not work too well here, but that very particular fake from Elegance is one instance where they will find success. If you know that the other team is liable to dive in at the ball and try to constantly apply pressure, you can let them do that. And they are completely proving me wrong here. Control play, slow approach, and the best finish they could ask for. Never mind. Clearly, if the Elite stylistically they want to clash against the Dodgers, if they can execute it, then all the power to them because it's working for a 2-0 lead so far.
And speaking of executing, Jay was sat on the goal line there. He was not even on the goal line, he was just off to the corner of the net, was not moving in front of the net, wasn't going to get there if he tried, and still he went for the demo, just for the sort of the execution style finisher move. Just to say, yeah, we're here now, we're in the series, we took a game to warm up, but we've got your number now, don't worry about it, we'll make sure this is back on script. So right now, Jay, the script writer, needs to find something. Furphy, he's the one that makes the script look so good. Elegance would make that flick look amazing, couldn't just sneak it under the bar. And the Elite, though, have looked a lot better at the start of game number 2. Now are forced onto their defense. Furphy goes up high. Elegance, good lead on that first touch. But the ball will still be in the Elite's half. Jay goes over the top of both of them, but Mutiny, good positioning there to catch that one and take it away momentarily. Now Furphy has to build from the sidewalk. Backflip will not help, and Elegance will get a better 50 to clear it away alongside Mutiny, and that will bring an end to the Dodgers' attack, if only for a moment.
And here's where the unwillingness to relinquish control could hurt the Dodgers. It's going to help them here, though. And Jay just plainly said, no, this ball is not going anywhere. I'm sending this towards net. If it kills me, it didn't. Actually, he got to keep his car on that particular play after being demoed on the goal line on the previous goal. And I was going to say that unwillingness to relinquish control for the Dodgers means that they're going to run out of boost in the offensive zone, and it limits their effectiveness on attacking plays. But clearly they were able to circle around just enough to find some boost for themselves and get in an attacking position, and Jay and Furphy, at the combined effort, made it count there.
Yeah, Jay was able to grab their corner boost, the Elite's corner boost on the way through there, and was able to fake out Elegance on the wall. All he needed to do then was just put it in front of the net, and Furphy with the goal steal, really, a favourite of ours to steal the ball for a goal at the last second, but it always feels like that was definitely Jay's goal. He did a lot of the work to get that ball. He did a great job with the 50 game, just to even get that opportunity into a position where Furphy could steal the ball to begin with.
It was
Now.
Yeah, it was very strong on the challenge from Jay, and that was all the work done by him to get the setup for that one.
Yeah, now they will look to try and build on that. Great clearance from Elegance, so catching that one clean as a whistle all the way down the field. And Mutiny will look to try and build an attack for the Elite. Good touch from Jay. Elegance. Oh, the slow play. The beautiful flick over the top of one, under the other one. Absolutely perfect. And the Elite have their 2-goal cushion again.
You just felt it was coming. You really did, from the way that Elegance has been on top of that ball and the way that their car control has been going. It was like this ominous feeling, a cloud hanging over the arena, that something, a flick resembling that was going to come through. I think all the spectators are glad it did too. It was a very picturesque finish and a great way to restore the 2-goal lead here for the Elite at the minute-and-a-half mark. They're going to try to add to it, too, with a shot on target. Nicely saved away by Inanimate Jay. Furphy takes the pass out of transition right back on net. Jay's going to finish that off. What a counterattack here from the Dodgers to get it back within one.
And to think Furphy was actually bumped away from the net there. Jay saved to tee up Furphy with the clearance and that pass, so he could tee up Jay again. All comes from just a series of unfortunate events of the Elite there. A little bit caught out on that attack, and with only one man back, the perfect touch from Furphy to put it over the net. We speak about it so many times in the lower levels, just sometimes putting the ball out of reach, not on target with your first touch, but with the second one instead. As that one will just float in. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention that much to the play going on. How is this snuck in? Elegance with the fake, Furphy doesn't go up, that just rolls in. Okay.
Well,
Elite take 2 leads.
I was paying attention, and I don't know how the ball went in, so it didn't really matter all that much that you didn't catch the whole play. That's just a head-scratcher through and through that finds its way home, and that's a 2-goal lead, again, for the Elite, whether the goal was nice or not. Oh, boy, is that a nice save from HC. Mutiny reaching as far as they could. I swear that Octane just got a micrometer longer as they reached across that net to find the save. A brilliant defensive play there to keep that 2-goal lead alive here. The Dodgers have liked very often to cut that lead back down to 1. But this time they couldn't do it, and it could have been the most crucial time to do that and make that defensive play as well for the Elite here, who are protecting just for the final few moments of this game. A nice tap away from Elegance. Unfortunately, baited out their teammate. Still in trouble here. Jay dives in to try to get the shot off. And now it's Elegance in a 1v1 back the other way. Furphy winning that one out. Running out of boost, though, in the process. That's slammed downfield. Jay can't get a piece of it. And the Elite seal this game here. They've pushed back against what the Dodgers did in game number 1.
Yeah, Jay had to rotate aggressively there, knew that they needed to get some offense going, but it gets caught out with that big clear from Mutiny, and that, yeah, as you said, seals game number 2, and what that will do now is that will leave us at 1 apiece in the series, with the Elite looking a little bit more comfortable in this one now. The Dodgers a little bit less, a little bit shakier on the defense and the offensive side. Both teams have the ability to score. It's now really a matter of who can do it more often, who can be the consistent team to put one home. The Elite will take game 2, but how many more are in store for them?
Well, I'm sincerely hoping 3. Not in terms of, not wins for Elite, but games for this series that could end in a decider. I know we're always going to get 3 because we play all 5 games in these 5-game sets in the regular season for MLE, but I want to see a deciding game between these teams. I think the way that they've been playing deserves that, because it's gone back and forth here in the first couple of games with them trading blows in pretty convincing wins either way. That, though, for the Elite felt like a bigger swing of an adjustment towards a positive playstyle for them. I think the Dodgers of the 2 teams are certainly more in trouble going into game number 3. Even though the series is tied, things just look a little bit more positive and a little bit more composed for the Elite heading into this game. And I think the Dodgers have to, not quite sure how to describe it, they have to settle just a little bit and be a little bit more conscientious of where these touches are going, so as to not give the Elite opportunities to make the solo plays that burned the Dodgers a few times in game number 2.
I completely agree, and really that aggressive style that we saw them take, the diving challenges from Furphy and Jay, not always working out in that game. The Elite sort of have them figured out in terms of that high press game, so maybe something has to change on that front. Maybe a different style of a little bit more passive from them might do them a favor, but only time will tell what happens in game number 3, and it will start with some Dodgers offense. Furphy over the top of one, beautiful touch there to get it past. I believe that was Elegance on the back line. Now Mutiny rotates in at the near post, and it will leave it to Jay. Looks to try and put it on target. Good touch from Mutiny. Will get it up and out into the midfield where Elegance will wait. It's a 1v1, 2v1 in fact. Mutiny was up, but nothing will come of it. Jay, perfect chance to keep that ball alive in the midfield and keep the Dodgers from going behind early in game 3. Now they will push for an offensive chance, so Elegance will have to control it on his back line. Could flick away. Will actually get it past one there. Furphy dove in, and Jay, that's not a good touch, but it's just into the post. The boost steal from Elegance will slow the play down, maybe, for a moment, but Jay will not be. He will not lose his haste and motion. He will just keep coming forward, and the Dodgers will keep grinding for that goal. That's an open net. That's a save from Mutiny.
That is not the first incredible save we have seen from Mutiny, mind you. Meanwhile, the harassment going on in the back line doesn't prove to be effective for the Elite, and that opening to that game was borderline looking like basketball for a moment, and it just completely end-to-end in its rhythm. Didn't result in a goal, surprisingly, as we stay scoreless after the first minute, 20 seconds. This ball's kicked into the corner now. It's out mid, very scoreable, but Mutiny again shuts the door on the Dodgers team. Confusion from the Elite. He's going to leave that door just cracked open a little bit here. Great passing connection is going to send this ball downfield. Tough touch here to make now for Furphy, who sends it off the side wall. Mutiny off the back. Might be able to find an extra touch here. A pass mid. Elegance probably wise not to dive in on that one. The pass a little bit too close to the defensive line. Furphy diving in, not getting a piece of it, and Mutiny in defense is looking to be a trend here for the Elite. They have been standing up time and time again to this Dodgers offense as the series is worn on.
Well, when you find a little bit of rhythm, you find something that works out for you, you stick to it. Right now, Mutiny on defense and Mutiny on offense mind as well have been working like wondrous. I ran out of adjectives, I apologize. It's a wonder of a goal, though, as they slam that one home just on the inside of the post, and Furphy not able to get there, not able to make a miracle save. The Elite once again have a lead in this series.
It looked to be the slow plays that were going to be success for the Elite. Certainly they were in game number 2, but they're equally comfortable, I think, playing the speed game now as they've gotten warmed up in this series. Speaking of slow plays, and Animate's got an opportunity at one, but it's a little bit wide of frame there. I'm going to try and steer this one back into the mid. Furphy, a chance to shoot, cut out at the offset by HC Mutiny yet again. Elegance waits underneath Animate J for this touch heading out of the corner. It's a good one into the mid. Mutiny up way earlier than Furphy on that. Only shot placement kept the Elite from adding another goal to their tally there. Oh, that cut off at the midfield not working either. Certainly more scoring opportunities continuing to pour in for this Elite team as the series is worn on. We've seen less and less of them from the Dodgers to the point where they need to be ruthlessly efficient to be staying level with the Elite.
Yeah, good shot there from Jay. Actually beat out both defenders momentarily, but Furphy had to rotate out for boost and would just take away any momentum the Dodgers had on moving forward. Minimum mistouch from Elegance, though, will give Furphy an opportunity, but Mutiny once again just covering the bases. I believe that's his 6th save this series, or this game, sorry, already. And now Elegance in a 1v1 will look to try and go around Furphy, who will not be fake this time around. He will hold his ground, but it still will not end up favourably for the Dodgers. Jay, bit out of position there, forces Furphy to help him out, make that touch away into the midfield. And the Dodgers are looking a little bit sleepy, a little bit less awake as they were. They're not as energetic or frenetic on the ball. The Elite are just starting to pace this game just as much as they need to and go at the pace that they feel comfortable. A one mistake, though, could have turned it around, but the accuracy not there at first. Furphy with the follow, but a great save. Elegance with the save. The counter-attack will go to HC Mutiny, and he will get his 2nd goal.
Heartbreaking there for the Dodgers to see a golden scoring opportunity go by the wayside. We could be sitting at a tied game right now, and instead it's a wider lead for the Elite off of a lapse in shot accuracy there from Furphy. Had lots of the net to work with. Granted, it was a grounded ball, and they had to get some elevation on it in a pretty tough situation, but that's certainly a miss here for the Dodgers, and a chance that they are going to be thinking about, I think, for a little while if they end up dropping this game. Granted, it's not over yet. 45 seconds left to play here, and the Dodgers are still pressing in the Elite zone. And Animate decides not to circle for that one, instead has to retreat back into his zone. Elegance aggresses a little bit on the back line, and Animate sends it out into the corner. Elegance grabs control of that only for a moment as Furphy dumps it back in. But not a useful touch. Again, it's just dumping the ball into the zone here and hoping for the best, but the Elite are wise to that strategy at this point. And, well, that's one strategy I don't think you're ever going to get wise to. That is a sick, sharp angle shot from Furphy, who reads the self-pass and gets it over top of the defender.
That is as close to the near post as you like. Any more pixels to the right, and he's not putting that in. That bounces out, that doesn't go in, and we get a little like a, oh, that was close. A good attempt, though, from Furphy. But that is almost best case scenario. That is even better from Furphy. He'll get the goal, and we've got a tied game out of nowhere. Dodgers are still in this.
So, remember when I mentioned earlier about having played scrims against the Dodgers and this very Dodgers roster? I am acutely aware of just how frustrating it is to be demoed by specifically Furphy in that situation. He is so good at fishing for demos in situations where he doesn't put himself too out of position to jeopardize the play. Oh my goodness! The Elite, in a word, 2 words, say never mind.
150 kilometers per hour. It doesn't matter what the miles per hour is, because that is just better. But also, exactly 1k points from HC Mutiny at the end of that game to secure the Elite their first series win, or first series lead, my apologies, of this new season. And he does so with one tremendous goal. Oh my lord.
Well, Furphy's shot laid down the gauntlet for a nice sharp angle goal. And that challenge very considerably was met by that shot from Mutiny, who capped off one of the best, if not the best game performance we've seen on stream so far tonight. I would say, as a combination of defensive and offensive prowess goes, that was ridiculous from Mutiny. And it's scary that this Elite team have the depth that Elegance could just as easily pull off a sick flick, dribble play, whatever, you name it. They're able to do it here. And the Dodgers, that was an unbelievable effort from Furphy in particular to tie the game in the late stages. It's got to be heartbreaking to drop that one.
I mean, especially the case of it being a 0-second goal. Literally, if that ball hits the ground at any point, that's overtime. The Dodgers have a chance of resetting mentality-wise and getting themselves set again to push on and maybe take a game win there. But in that case, in that scenario, it is the worst thing that's happened. Is we have a little bit of a problem, as Inanimate J had joined the wrong team. I believe we should be fine, though, because now everyone's on the right team. But we are still a man down for the Elite. As we are, I think, looking for a server reset.
Could very well be. I think we've got the team join issue, I think, was enough to set the lobby just a little bit off kilter. So we're going to reset that server and start afresh with something on. And meanwhile, lots to talk about in this series. So we're grateful for the break, because we can break down a little bit more about how that game. I was going to say it fell away from the Dodgers. Until 0 seconds, they never had it. It was in the Elite's control, and the Elite looked like they were going to take that game to begin with. Dodgers pushed back and just, again, somehow couldn't close it out. The Elite are playing, I guess, a very unassuming style of Rocket League. It isn't big and bombastic and in your face. They don't look like overwhelmingly the dominant team all the time. It's just that their situational awareness is very sharp on noticing when it is the right time to press, and they just keep capitalizing at the right moments.
Yeah, they've been doing a great job at just sort of catching the Dodgers at their weakest points. A counter-attacking goal, a goal where they take a player just out of position and make it a 2v1. They're great at opening up the defense slowly, steadily, making sure that anything that could go right for them can go right. They make sure to maximize the amount of opportunities that they can create on offense and the quality of them. And that's really been the key so far. They've been opening up the Dodgers defense more times than the Dodgers have been able to open up theirs. And that has really been the key for them coming away so far from this series looking like they're about to take it in 4.
Well, the key then for the Dodgers looking forward has to be a little bit of what vaulted them towards tying the game at the late stages of game number 3 rather. And that, I think, lies primarily in the hands of Furphy, who is formidably the instigator on this Dodgers offense and is always instigating. I think my first description was a lot better. Instigating the play and upsetting the rhythm that the Elite try to find for themselves on defense. If Furphy can continue to do that effectively, this could be the Dodgers game and we could be headed to a Game 5 decider. But if they let the Elite continue to capitalize on the opportunities given to them, it's just going to fall as a 3-1 series victory, and we'll be playing kind of the consolation game, I guess, in game number 5, like we did with the series between the Puffins and the Spartans.
Yeah, it feels like so far, though, the Dodgers, they have the capabilities. We've seen it time and time again. We saw game 1. They looked surprisingly good out of the gates. Then game 2, a little bit of a hiccup. Game 3, brilliant comeback to get it. Like 17 seconds to go, you're down by 2. And you somehow manage before 0 seconds to be tied up. Yes, the 0-second goal goes in, but to know that you can capitalize so quickly off of such a short amount of time, to come back into a series like that and into a game like that, that is a morale builder. That will make you feel more confident in your own ability on offense. It's now about just putting all of those little details from game 1, 2, and 3 together to make a much better game 4 performance from them. They're set for the series, but it will have to come down to winning this game. They need to take this one when it matters, and now it matters more than pretty much any other series that they will play this season. This is your opening week of minor league esports action of, I believe, a total of 12 weeks of regularly streamed broadcasts, minus, I believe, 1 week where we'll be taking a sort of a July 4th break, if I'm remembering correctly. So other than that, I think we're ready to get going. But as perfect timing, as the match official says, it's time to get going. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting into game number 4. It's the Elite versus the Dodgers. Furphy and Jay for the Dodgers, Mutiny and Elegance for the Elite. Let's see who comes away with this one.
And it's the Elite on top, 2-1 in the series after winning a nail-biting game number 3 for themselves. They had the game in regulation snatched away from them by some very aggressive play from Furphy, and then they snatched it right back with a screamer of a shot from the game MVP, so far the series MVP, I would say, of the Elite, that being HC Mutiny. Furphy starts us off with a flick over top of the defender. Elegance looking for a redirect pass. Oh, it's beautiful, and Animate J did very well there to predict that situation and cut that play off. So far the Dodgers looking like they're ready to stand up on defense to what the Elite are getting in store for them. HC, a chance for a solo play. Furphy is wise to that one, though, and sends it far downfield. A beautiful field. Another one, actually, a sleeper hit, I think, in the roster of the maps in Rocket League. Utopia Dusk, in particular, is such a nice one. And I'm glad it's in the map rotation as well. Beautiful lighting, and that Elite purple on the banners and the cupolas, I guess you could call them, above these roofs looks brilliant. You know what else looks brilliant is that impossibly sharp angle double tap from an Animate J to get the lead for the Dodgers. My goodness.
The sombrero had the disconnect antenna, the disrespect, if I may say so, with those toppers and that hat. What a wonderful goal from Jay. Again, Player of the Week nomination possibly. We asked for one that could somehow beat that amazing double tap from earlier from MJ. I would say that one might be up there. A double tap of basically negative angle. Yeah, I'll take that for Player of the Week any day of the week.
Well, somebody will take an Animate J. That's Elegance who takes their car. Oh, Jay actually whiffing on that touch. That goes sailing past them and onto the far side wall. Elegance now grabbing control in the middle of the field. Challenge very squarely goes the way of Elegance there. Furphy diving unsuccessfully. Inanimate J, a great save off of the crossbar. And that is a few defensive plays here now that have been clutch for this Dodgers team, trying to send us to a decisive game number 5. Elite now on the retreat. Furphy trying to instigate again, as I was saying, by upsetting their rotation back. Jay chips into the corner, and that's tapped almost immediately back in the zone by Elegance. Sidewall here, Furphy hits long. Mutiny very ready for that save, made several that were far more impressive than that one in the previous game. Furphy again getting into the zone. Elegance cuts that off brilliantly. Looks for a self pass off of the back wall, and this is Elegance maybe waking up a little bit to match the effort that was put forth by Mutiny in the last game.
Yeah, he had a pretty decent game number 2 as well, if I remember correctly. A lot of mechanical skill came out from him that sort of gave the Elite that edge in that game, but really sort of allowed Mutiny to be the star man. Mutiny was able to rotate perfectly alongside him, and that really has been the key. Elegance has been opening the door, and Mutiny has been slamming it shut in the face of the Dodgers so far this series. Now, the question is, are the Dodgers able to put it just a little bit of Joe and allow some goals to sneak through? On their side of the field, to give the Elite. The metaphor got away from me. Basically, the Elite just scored 1-1.
Yeah, I'll pick up what you were putting down there. And
Thank you.
Yeah, this just a little bit of EM there with the demo to add to the flick over top of Furphy heading towards defense, and it was a foregone conclusion from that point onward. As the game gets tied, somehow we've played 3 minutes of game number 4 here. It feels like it's gone by in an instant. But if I think back to all the defensive plays having been made by the Dodgers, they're going to need to make another one here. It's off the post, but Mutiny is ready to read that bounce, and the Elite, in the blink of an eye, have taken the lead again in this game.
Mutiny just fakes the demo attempt, goes for the bump instead of for the shot, and Jay, expecting to just go for the angle at that point, just gets absolutely baited by it, and that gives Mutiny all the time in the world to just slot that one home. A little bit fortunate with the bounce off the post, but the Elite will take it any day of the week. They now have that 1-goal cushion. If Furphy was there, that would have tied it up, but he couldn't get in front of the net to put that one home. The Dodgers will now have to try and rebuild again. Here comes Furphy. Grabbing the back boost there might be crucial. Elegance has nothing to work with, but will somehow still catch that ball quite cleanly. And we'll get a flick away as well. We'll now actually get a demo as he's grabbed a bunch of small boost pads so we can grab 100. Onto Furphy. Jay, we're going to try and keep the pressure up. Looks like the demo can't find it. Elegance. Another elegant dribble away from him, pun intended. I feel like his name fits in well with the Elite as well. It feels like it's a match perfectly made, and that pass was beautiful to tee up Mutiny, who just can't slide it past Furphy and give the Elite a 2-goal cushion.
I agree wholeheartedly with the name choice for that roster. Elegance and Elite, a match made in heaven, certainly, and it's looking to pay off for them here, as they are poised to take the series victory in a 3-1 scoreline, unless the Dodgers, who have been known to make some late game surges. Oh my goodness, Furphy almost found one over top there. Elegance delaying the flick. Mutiny gets the save again. And the Dodgers, this is that late game surge, but they've relinquished control to the Elite. Furphy dunks. It's on target, and the aggression again from Furphy in the late game is going to pay off for the Dodgers.
Yeah, sometimes you really don't expect a player to just target the ball in that sort of a situation. You're sort of expecting, oh, well, they're going to read my flick at this point, because Elegance has been hitting flicks in those sorts of positions a lot of this game, and it really starts to set into your mind, okay, when he gets the ball in his roof, we're going to have to wait for the flick. But Furphy just says, you know what, I don't care about mentality, I don't care about the mental game or the mind games that Elegance is going to pull out on me. I'm just going to go for the ball, and that's going to be fine. Doesn't work all the time with Elegance Bruce. You sometimes have to go and let the mind game sort of try and outthink the thinker, and Elegance just goes under instead of reading the challenge, and that's beautiful. That's still 3-2 with 12 seconds to go. The Dodgers need a miracle.
They already got one. Are you kidding me? They already tied the game once. How many miracles can you demand of one team? 2. Okay, well, we demand 2. Dying seconds, this is it. Final opportunity for the Dodgers to make something happen here. Furphy has given them a chance. Bounces way too high, though. Jay, through the smoke, puts one on target and finds it. The Dodgers have tied the game at 0 seconds again, and this series may still live on.
I am a mystic. I will take my check in the mail. I told you they needed 2. They got exactly 2. Now it's time to overtime, and the Elite will take it and win the series.
Stop. Stop it. Stop. Oh, it's off the crossbar. I would have lost it. I would have lost my collective mindset had you actually correctly predicted that. Oh, you may still have, as the Elite are continuing to put this into the zone. What a game. In this series.
Yeah.
What a series. Truly, this has been incredible from end to end. Each team more and more willing. Oh, this is a big chance. Furphy fires it off the crossbar, and the chance is easily back the other way here as Mutiny pours it on into the offensive zone. I think trying to find a demo there onto an Anima J, who dives at that play. Furphy needed, I say needed, a touch on that ball. mercifully got it. Looks for the pass to Jay. Jay doesn't get the touch, but this is still a golden opportunity on target. And the Dodgers are going to send us to a decisive game number 5. I can think of literally no better way to start an MLE season. I know it's not the very start, but it's opening night, and this is pure insanity.
Saturday night's the night for fighting, I guess. And the Dodgers are putting up a fight. And they are throwing hands right now with the Elite. They're saying, go on then, give us your best shot. And they are taking them, and they are somehow, through the fire and the flames, they are smoking through everything. And they're coming out in a blaze of glory with one of the greatest goals I've seen out of Jay. To begin the game with that immense zero-angle double tap, they somehow follow it up with a 0-second goal, and then Furphy with the winner. You can't ask for more from them. You cannot. It has been, well, I mean, can we ask for one more game? Perhaps just one more. It'd be
we
nice.
Don't need to. We'll get it either way. We're getting that final game. Can we talk for just a brief moment about how that 0-second goal from Inanimate J looked literally like a WWE walkout, because he emerged. He emerged from the smoking wreckage of another car to shoot that ball on target. And I genuinely couldn't see the ball until it was almost in the net. From my angle, at least. I don't know if the broadcast angle you would have seen the same thing. I dearly hope so, though, because it was a cliffhanger until that very last moment. That's just pure Rocket League esports. Plain and simple. That is what this esport is. And Shogun said it. That's why he coined the phrase. And that's why it is so gosh darn true, because this very much is Rocket League. And this, as an extension of that, is MLE, 100%.
And that's why when you press up on your D-pad and then to the down, I think when you enter a tournament, you can actually type, this is Rocket League. But right now, this is Minor League Esports. This is Game 5, Week 1. This is everything to play for on the main stream. The Elite versus the Dodgers. And it's going to start off fiery already. The Elite looking to get an early goal. But a good touch from Furphy will keep that one at bay. Jay looking to pile on the pressure. Good 50s across the board against Elegance and Mutiny. But no follow-up. Will just give the Elite a little bit of room, a little bit of breathing space to gather some boost and gather themselves. But a good showing from Furphy will keep them in their defensive half, and they'll have to try and build once again. Elegance takes his time. A little bit of a risky touch, but knowing Jay was not there and Furphy was a little further back, Elegance bullying Furphy across the field with the demo. And that will give the Elite the break they needed.
Furphy getting a little bit of a taste of his own medicine on that one. Is definitely bullied is the word on that play. The Elite, though, are retreating back on defense, looking a little unsettled, as the aggression we saw most prominently in game number 1 for the Dodgers is in full effect now. They seem energized by their win in sending us to a deciding game, and they are, of the two teams, starting hotter here. There's no question of that. Elegance in the back corner. No boost. Plenty of skill, though, is going to work that by Inanimate J. Maybe Furphy as well. But Furphy circles smartly there to maintain control across the sideline. Air dribble opportunity. Lots of boost to work with, but lost control, lost the handle on the air dribble, and that tap towards net is going to find its way home. Elegance living up to their namesake with a brilliant finesse touch.
Yeah, I don't even think this bounced. This just went straight in. Beautiful touch. Let's see. Did bounce. Perfectly placed. Right on the inside of that post. And Jay, post a nice shot. There is not much more that could have been done in that scenario. The brilliant sense of offensive capabilities from the Elite. They know where their strengths are. They know they can capitalize on it. And the Dodgers are sort of having to make do with the last second. They love playing these sort of tense games where as long as they're within about 20 seconds to go, you cannot count them out of a series. But they're looking to try and do it a little earlier this time. No commit from a Dodgers player, though, on that opportunity, as Elegance will look to try and control it. Won't find the ball. Mutiny will only get a touch to the corner. And maybe the Dodgers have a little bit more offensive pressure than they know what to do with right now. They're sort of sitting a little bit too deep, and the Elite are just able to hold the line and hold firm, even with a couple of mistakes on the touches.
And it feels to me at the moment like a stylistic mismatch where Furphy is so often instigating on a play and setting up, albeit risky, setting up goal-scoring opportunities for the Dodgers, and Inanimate J not willing to overextend on that as is kind of his usual play style to do so. So it's an odd pairing of players that has somehow found success in Jay and Furphy, and they've got us to a deciding game, but they're down by a goal here, and they need to start getting a little bit braver about what they're going to dive in on, because, oh, well, never mind. That's going to be fired right on net, and that was gifted to them. That to miss on the defensive touch on the back wall. Mutiny, that, not sure if they were even going for the ball. They drove straight over and got the boost, maybe thinking that Elegance had a bit better chance than they did.
Yeah, I really feel like he just had more, he felt like he had more time than he did. And I mean, in that situation, yeah, you're not used to seeing Jay come forward. You've demoed Furphy, you've got a little bit of room to breathe, you think. But no, Jay breaks trends, ducks the habit, and finds a way to give Dodgers a little bit of life in this game. They now have that equalizer, and Elegance, even with an elegant air dribble like that, won't be able to find anything. The double demo comes out, but a great clearance from Mutiny just before will keep the Dodgers in their own half. They're going to have to build from the back as the Elite are able to respawn and grab some boost.
And they're taking the ball into the corner here with a good opportunity to take the lead yet again. Jay has tapped that away from Furphy's control, and a miscommunication on the back line. It's a difficult play there, but it's going to break down for the Dodgers defense here and open the door for the go-ahead goal.
The question is, would Furphy have even gotten there? That was a very powerful shot from Elegance. Might have just snuck in before Furphy could have got the touch. And Jay really did the only thing I felt he could in that scenario. And as much as it's really cost him in that scenario, it's not cost him the series yet, because Jay will just get one back off the kickoff, and it won't matter. And now we're tied up again. Minute 33 to go. Let's just have a reset, boys, eh? Minute 33, we're golden goal almost at this point for both teams.
And Jay, I think, was seriously crossing his fingers that that bounce was going to come down the way that it looked like it was, but was far from guaranteed. It was in that very mixed spot on the wall where it could have gone either way. Luckily for the Dodgers, it bounced down and gave Jay the tying goal here. We've got a little under a minute and a half to play, and we are no closer to deciding a winner in game number 5 here between the Dodgers and the Elite. Here's a tap on net. Jay looking a little uncomfortable with getting the touch that he needed. Now has a dribble play back the other way. Furphy removes the retreating defender, and it's just Elegance left. Now Furphy grabs control. Weak touch on the sidewall is going to be collected by Elegance, but tapped towards the mid. Inanimate Jay on the ball, sends into the corner. Steals the corner boost as well, probably going to look for a pass into the mid here. Still too close to net though, and that's not the first time we've seen those pass attempts into the mid from the Dodgers. That is a huge miss from the Elite. Oh my goodness, and an opportunity falls by the wayside. I can't blame Furphy for not expecting that they would whiff on that play though. It's just too unexpected to be able to jump on that.
Yeah, this is Master League. You don't expect to miss touch at all. But both teams start to feel the pressure. You can see it in the way that these touches are being set up. Jay didn't have the boost to go. Furphy does go. It's on target. The Dodgers have a lead. 21 seconds to go.
Unbelievable that this, after all this gameplay, it's just coming down to strange whiffs, attempts, half-intended fakes, and the ball finding its way into the net somehow for the Dodgers. This truly would be one of the more miraculous series comebacks I think I will have seen if the Dodgers can pull this off. They're being fired upon by Elegance, who let loose a screamer towards target. Elegance, still a chance here. HC Mutiny taps into the mid. Elegance has got a chance to clear the dribble. It's on target. Are you kidding me? This series is ridiculous. The game is tied.
Week 1. Guys, please. I don't want to lose my voice before we get to playoffs, but I'm probably going to have it gone for 12 weeks unless you guys stop this, alright? We need to just settle this before OT. Furphy with a fake kickoff. Here's his opportunity, and the Dodgers going for it. They might as well. Bit of a meme. Jay will put it into the ground. Won't be able to keep it up. Overtime, game 5. Series 2 of the mainstream. Okay, if this is how this series is, if this season's going to be, I am looking forward to it. Season 12, bring it on. This has been brilliant. Let's hope every series is like this one.
Fawn, I have to play after this.
I know.
I mean, I don't know. This has induced more stress than any series ever could that I actually have to play in. So I don't know how I'm going to deal with that. But I'm not thinking about it right now all that much. All I'm thinking about is what this Dodgers or what this Elite team are going to do to put themselves over top. It is back and forth, end to end, both teams fully willing in clutch situations to tie the game up, to take the lead, to take away a lead. It's ridiculous. And it's in the zone. Oh, Furphy diving in on that HC Mutiny. Ice in their veins on that defensive play to stop that one out. They get a good challenge at midfield with no boost, and Inanimate J is now going to have control. Into the corner it goes. J evading the demo. Mutiny taps, and that's touched to the sidewall by Inanimate J. Furphy, uncomfortable here. Relinquishes control to Inanimate J, who sends it into the mid. Only gets as far as Elegance as it's sent back into the zone. A minute and 15 now. Gone on the clock in overtime. Gone is Furphy. Off the field, a finesse touch to the mid and off the post. The Elite are going to take this series, and what better way for this team to do it than on just the most brilliant setup play to take it for themselves. Full marks to both teams. This is one of the most electric MLE series I think I have ever seen. And I said it before, but I will easily say it again. What a way to open us up an opening night of this stream.
And I did say that the Elite would eventually take it. I did call it. I will take my check in the mail. Thank you, Sleeky. I appreciate the payment. But in this case, the Dodgers, you're going to feel a bit hard done by. You had the lead again. 6 seconds before the end, and then the slowest of goals. One of the ones that's just, it's a one defensive touch that's just strong enough to clear that ball down the field, and you've won the game. But you just couldn't find the touch. The fakes coming out from both teams, we'll call them fakes for the sake of, for prosperity's sake. Is that the word? I think so.
I'm not sure. Posterity?
Posterity, that's the one.
For the sake of the future? I think that would be posterity.
Future, for
prosperity's sake would be a player from the Knights who's been around the MLE for a while. That's a whole different thing.
32K, yeah, he's a different guy. But for the sake of the Dodgers, that's the series you're going to miss. That game 5 should have been yours. Let's be honest. It should have been theirs. They had chances to put it to bed, but they couldn't do it. They couldn't keep them out. The Elite, they will take a 3-2 at that point. You felt like the stronger team at the beginning, and then all of a sudden, it's just turned right back on you. One overtime winner, then another overtime. It feels like it's all just starting to mount up. You feel like you're a bit overwhelmed, but they kept their nerve when they needed to. Elegance puts it home, and the Elite have a good start to their season in ML2s.
I think really all I've got left to say is on behalf of the players who just put on that show, you're welcome. To the viewers who are watching this stream, I have no doubt whatsoever that you enjoyed that one, and I hope sincerely that we've got more action for you that will raise or at least match the level that has been put forth by these teams. The opening series in AL was fantastic. That ML series, as I said, was one of the better ones I have ever seen in a regular season MLE match. And Fallen is just going to keep getting better from here.
Yeah, right after this one, as soon as we come back from a break, we're going to have the Express taking on the Spartans for Champion League, but also in a completely new game mode, in threes. For the first time on MLE's main stream, we're going to see a threes match for the regular season of Minor League Esports. You do not want to miss this one, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a banger. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.